All right. Good afternoon, IHSA Football Nation. This is the fourth video that I will try to make with Quincy Notre Dame because my data keeps getting corrupted. Hopefully, this video works. Hopefully, this video transfers to YouTube correctly and I'm not made look like a jackass. So, let's get started the Quincy Notre Dame roster. And to be fair, this roster, if we had the playoffs for 2021 or for 2020 in the fall, we'd be talking about them as state contenders. And I mean, they got a great quarterback in Ike Riley, a hell of an offensive line. Sam Hayes, one of my favorite players to watch. A small kid, but will knock you on your ass. Jack Marf, defensive end. Ben Caspary is a young and up and coming player, athlete to keep an eye out for as well. Some younger talent too on that sophomore level, JV level that they have that needs to be talked about as well. Again, multi-sided athletes out of this Quincy Notre Dame roster that you have to keep an eye out for as well. So, and for 2021, for 2020, I'm sorry, 2019, I'm sorry, 2019, they lost in the semifinals to a strong Williamsville team. And that's not bad. That is not bad for a second season of Mr. Jack Cornell, head coach of Quincy Notre Dame's coaching career in IHSA, to get that team to the semifinals. That's quite impressive. And that coaching staff of Quincy Notre Dame is a hell of a coaching staff. And again, a big thing is to have former alumni coach and show that the kids, yeah, this is a former Quincy Notre Dame alumni. And he was in the same spot as you a couple years ago, a couple decades ago. It's always great to see former alumni take up the coach as a coaching staff for a school. And Quincy Notre Dame has got a hell of a coaching staff. Morrison, for another coach of Quincy Notre Dame, just a great overall coaching staff, and much respect to him. I was there for the first win that they got, Jack Cornell, when he beat my beloved Westmont Sentinels bad. But yeah, it's again, you knew that there were going to be something special, and it evolved in these last 2 or 3 years. Jack Cornell has been able to establish himself with the kids, with the community, and he's a former Quincy Notre Dame alumni himself. And it's always great to see a former alumni take over the coaching reins and just work his wonders with a great staff. Um, let's go down to the little bit more to the roster. Um, Tyler Bertram, another ass-kicking offensive lineman. He also, I believe, he plays defensive lineman. Very interesting. Two very interesting names to keep an eye out for. Luke Jennings, wide receiver. He's going to be a senior. Keep a very good close eye. Class of 2023. Calvin Lavery. Keep an eye out for that name in the coming things. Ethan Kite, he's another big offensive lineman to keep an eye for too as well. He's a class of 2021, if I'm not mistaken. Let me go down even more. There's a linebacker. They got a sophomore linebacker who's an absolute beast. I'm trying to find his name and I can't find his name, but he's an absolute beast. He's going to be a future great addition for the Raider team of Quincy Notre Dame. Definitely a kid that you have to keep an eye out for as well. Now, I believe they're part of the Big 12 conference now, just this season. They're going to be doing 3 games, regular season games, and then they're going to do 3 playoff bowl games in that conference. And very interesting is you got to give your due to a team that literally is going to basically play teams that are an upper class, like a normal community high school, a normal West, and their first school that they're playing against Bloomington. For me, again, important Quincy Notre Dame establishes the run. Um, Pass defense is going to be huge against Bloomington. Bloomington's going to try to get that ball outside as many times as possible against the Quincy Notre Dame defense. Um, for I think I I think I think that Quincy Notre Dame defense is going to be able to deal with that offensive line, and again contain. Isaac Wellman's going to be a serious threat for Quincy Notre Dame, and I think they're going to have a tough time. Bloomington's going to have a tough time trying to establish the run game against a strong Quincy defensive line and a great group of linebackers as well. Grant Hire, another player to keep an eye out for as well, out of Quincy Notre Dame. But again, like I said, if we had the playoffs in 2020, this would have been a playoff title contenders. I'm sorry, state title contenders in Quincy Notre Dame. This is a special, really hell of a roster, and Ike Wiley is definitely a kid to keep an eye out for. Bloomington, in this game, I'm going to give Quincy Notre Dame a little bit of a slight edge over Bloomington. Normal Community is going to be a big test for Quincy Notre Dame. And Normal West, I think that they have a little bit of a slight. I'll give Quincy Notre Dame a slightest edge over Normal West in that. But it's going to be good games, and it's a great way to start off against Bloomington. And again, Bloomington will be again to establish that pass against Quincy Notre Dame's defense. I think it's going to be hard for Bloomington's defense to stop that Quincy Notre Dame run offense. That's going to be very, very hard. But we will see what happens. Those are just my views. Remember, Deep Dish Football live on Wednesday, 8 p.m. Breakfast with Coach Big Pete, 2 p.m. Sunday, talking about all the games and all the stuff and the results in that. Make sure you follow Coach Big Pete and Deep Dish Football on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And thank you and have a lovely day. Can't wait to see everyone on Friday night at Quincy Notre Dame.